Have you ever been to a garden that has beautiful flowers in it, but then there are a lot of different beautiful flowers in it? Well, for me, it will be like, oh, that is fine. And that is so beautiful. And oh, that one is so fine. And it just makes the whole garden look breathtakingly gorgeous and beautiful. Yes, that is exactly how our world is like. There are a lot of people with different tribe, race, religion, belief, color, a lot of things that are different, but then there's still some things that happens to bring us together that is like common amongst us. One of those things is fashion. Yes, you heard me. Fashion. It is one of the things that brings us together. I am Elizabeth Aigbe, and it is nice to have you here with me on Behind the Brand. Stay tuned. You're welcome back. You're still watching Behind the Brand. Today we're looking closely into the Nigerian fashion. By that I mean our native attires, our native wears, what we call them. Now what I enjoy most about being a Nigerian is the fact that our attires are just beautiful in all their colors, representing the various tribes that we have in Nigeria, from the Yoruba to the Igbo to the Hausa to the Efik to the Edo to the Calabar. It is just really beautiful. Now I want to be particular about the male fashion and attires. Yes, those ones just find a way to just sweep me off my feet. Once I see someone wearing a native traditional wear, I'm like, oh my God. I don't know how they do it, especially the way they make it trendy to fit into our 21st century days now. It just is beautiful. It makes the wearer look so regal and princely. We're going to be meeting with Mr. Aliyu, who is a fashion designer, and he's going to be taking us through how he makes the male attire. Join me, guys.
My name is Aliyu Olamilekan Bashar. I'm married with 3 children. I'm O-level student, so I've been sketching when I was in secondary school. I really love sketching. I decided to be a fashion designer. So I learned fashion designer for like 3 years. So I graduate, and I've been working for myself now for like 14 to 15 years ago now. So my biggest competence in this job, well, most time I go to online and see their works, what they have done so far. It's really impressive. So I pick from their own idea to add to mine, because nobody's perfect. The kind of dress we make here, we make agbada for the ashwebi, agbada for couples. We make a South senators wear. We make a cap, embroidery cap. We make a normal native, all kind of native generally. We have many machines, but these are industrial machines. All the machines here is industrial machine. Though we have the manual one, but I'm using industrial machine. So this is sewing, we use it for sewing. So this overlock to lock dress inside. And this is also a sewing machine, and not different. This is the email. Why this Amro brother. So this one is a Janomel embroidery machines. Why that one is a 20 embroidery machine. The first step is to lay on the table, blend the edge together. Though if the dress has a pattern like a stripe or something, if you really want to cut a dress, you have to look the fabrics very well. If it has a line, because every fabric has a line, so you have to follow the lines to be straight line. Don't just cut the top will be like this, while the trouser will be straight. Everything, even the sleeve, have to be straight, unless if you are making the style on the cufflinks and other places, or a normal design, you can slant it. But in a normal dress, like a trouser and the top, it has to be same straight line. So you have to watch the pattern of the dress before you start cutting the dress. So line it on the table, so before you start choking them. So, but firstly, I love cutting top first. So I will cut my top as a normal with the measurements. So then I will cut the trouser. So then sleeve, then pocket of the trouser, because you know I used to use the pockets to be last, because sometimes the materials might not be enough. So the pocket is going to be last. My first one is top, the second is trouser, the third is a sleeve and the back shoulder. So all the rest is going to be last, because it might not be enough. So you have to cut, you have to use as pockets to the last thing to cut. So if you are sewing a materials like a South Senators, I love using Yestay. I don't use gum stay or other paper stay to work on it, because Yestay is very good thing. It's just like a cloth. It's a cloth stay. It's a cloth stay. It's also a Yestay. So it's like a cloth. So you use iron to gum it on the back shoulder you cut. And the other thing you want to make on the dress, it has to be the cloth stay, so that it can be fit and the smoothest will be there, instead of using gum stay. Because if you use a gum stay, after they wash the dress for like 2 or 3 times, it will be like it's not balanced because of the paper stay inside. But if you use a normal cloth stay, the dress will be smooth and perfect. So if you are sewing a collar, maybe the dress has a collar, like a collar, it's advisable to use a collar stay. Collar stay. That one is also a stay, but it's it's very hard, not a paper stay that you just tear like that. It's very strong and smooth. But I love to sew the buba first, because I believe the buba is it's gonna take more time than the trouser, because you are adding many skills on top, like this and that, embroidery and other pocket square and many things. So I will take my time on the buba, do the finishing before I pick the trouser. So we work on an embroidery machine, like the monogram one. We usually used to make all these South Senators wear, because most of those dresses, they don't like too much embroidering on the dress to be rough and old. So we use that because it's very simple, so, and it's blend. So when you use it on the material, it blends. So we use that commonly in South to make a pattern, so wherever you want it in a dress. So that's how I use the monogram. So the embroidery for the agbada, we used to make agbada for the party, as in the wedding, and for the cap, and for some other things, maybe like flower, a big flower on a dress. So that's what you use 20U embroidery for. This is a simple kaftan, plain, with 2 buttons, 2 pressing buttons. You can see no design, no embroidery, no anything. Just a simple sewing. The front pockets and the side pockets. What I know about fabric is, if you really want to know the good fabrics, it's not about being thick or soft or light or something. You would know from the wool, from the front wool, when you hold it, you see the finishing, the background, and the most, if it is a stripe material, that is strap materials, when you turn the back, the left side, the way the front it is, that's how the back it is. It's not, you see that the back is giving me like blue, while the back is giving a lighter. It will be as is the right and back. It's almost the same thing. So that's what I know about good fabrics. We have many fabrics, like wool. We have a normal light wool, hard wool, and cashmere. Cashmere, we have many countries that make cashmere. We have Italian cashmere, we have Germany, London, and all that. So like what I'm wearing right now is a cotton material, a normal cotton material. If you are making a white dress, you have to be very, very, very creativity with the dress. If the person said they want this dress to final, it's like, so it will be difficult for you to add any colors on the white. Though everybody known as white, as ash as a mixture for white. But some people say, I don't want ash, I want something entirely. For you to now add another colors to it is very tough thing. So you have to think very well, bring it to your sense that when you finish this job, how is it gonna be when you finish it? So mostly white is somehow, and if you can see, if you sew a white is simple without any designs, just a simple like a button. Sometimes it will be like that dress is not fine. But let me give another sample. When you are wearing red materials or a blue or other colors or other, when you as in from far, people will see that, wow, I love this dress. They don't even know the design you add on it, but that color will, they will bring the, wow, I love this dress. But white sometimes, if you make it only white without designs, sometimes it look ugly. Yes, if I had an opportunity, I would do this business all over again. This is my fashion business because I love it so much. My fashion and design business because I love it so much. And if I had another opportunity, I would love to do anything that's pertain to colors, designing and fashioning, like decorating and all that. But thank God, we call it. Sometimes we get a dress from a customer. Maybe some challenge, maybe you have many jobs and you try to tell, sir, I cannot meet up this job, but he loves your work. Say, just do it for me. So at the end of the day, you'll not be able to meet up the job. You say, started, embarrassing you and this. So I'm just, okay, I'm sorry, sir. Sometimes if you say I will buy the dress, but it's a lie, I will not buy any dress. Later, okay, just do my work. Next time, don't do that again. Okay, so thank you, sir. So many challenges, but we try our best to. Facebook is Linsin Olamilekan Bashar. That's my Facebook. So you can also send me an email on my Gmail account, linsincouture@gmail.com.
Actually, I prefer ready-made because it's ready to wear. It doesn't give me stress to be going to tailor to go and do measurements. So I prefer just went to shop and get a clothes ready-made down. Once it's my size, I'm good to go. Tradition something really. Every Friday you can wear native. Like me, I do wear it on Friday and weekends. Actually, really, I have a tailor that do my design that I normally take my fabric to cut for me and make the clothes for me. One thing that I don't like about them is that they delay your clothes. Like, what I mean that delay is that you give them clothes, I want to use it on Tuesday for like a wedding or then they will now be giving you some kind of excuse and it hasn't done. So you have to follow them up seriously before they get it done.
No, I decide on the design, then give it to the tailor. I don't want the tailor to sew something else that I don't like. Yeah. I gave him the design I wanted. I told him everything, and he said yes. He understood what I was saying, and then when he brought the clothes, it was something else.
I think I prefer ready-made because you can just pick it up and
you don't have to bother about having to wait for somebody. Maybe because personally, I'm a ready guy. Like, let it be ready. Let me just move. I do, but not as much as the ready-made clothes. Most of the time, because I'm a creative, so I just get to. Creatives are quite intentional about what they want to do, so I'm quite intentional about what I want to do. So I decide what I want to wear, how I want it to look like, blah blah, all that. Although sometimes they can also influence the decisions. So, well, I feel they have a culture of not meeting up to time sometimes. Though there's exceptions to the cases, but average tailor don't.
I think I prefer native wears. Of course, I'm a Yoruba boy, so I prefer something that comes from my tradition, my culture, my people. Because of the nature of my profession, I don't get to wear it often. But anytime I get to wear it, I wear with joy and confidence. Yeah, I like my brother, I like his shorts. I think this is about branding. So we all call them tailor, but because of branding, they say they are fashion designer. So he's a fashion designer too. My grandfather's burial, I almost not get my clothes. But at least it came true for me, though it was about an hour late or so.
I think I'll prefer native. Yeah, I prefer native. Native, you can always do it to suit yourself. Yeah, but ready-made, sometimes you might buy it, it might look bigger. Native, most times, at least in a month, maybe 3-4 times in a month. Yeah. There will always be a disappointment. They are handiwork. They have, it's a handiwork thing. Yeah, now they will always promise and fail. So most times it's always better you give them on time. Before if you have to wear a native like July, maybe by June, probably by early June, you must have given it to them. So you'll be on them maybe like a month before you need the native.